Okay. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming to this Get Hacking with Zero Experience workshop. By the way, I have dual monitors set up, so my eyes can be here and there at the same time. It's not like I'm looking at things, I'm seeing things. It's more like I'm looking at my second monitor. So please, I guess, understand me for doing weird things. Yeah, and table workshop is composed of two different parts. First part, I'll talk about how to survive without knowing anything really technical in the hackathon. And then second part is intro to Git. So I'll talk about what Git is, what GitHub is, and like how you kind of start with the project and make repository in Git, things like that. And yeah, hopefully there's a lot of things to go through, and I only have 1 hour, so I'll try to go through them as quickly as possible. But yeah, if you have any question, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm pretty sure some of my PAs will be able to help out, or I might answer the question myself. Again, and also if you have a super technical question, ask them on the Get Hacking banner channel on Discord. So I guess more technical stuff, it's kind of hard for me to go through with everyone at the same time. So that's where TA is gonna like help you out, I guess, one by one, things like that. And yeah, I guess another reminder to download a coding editor, which IDE, which is, it can be anything, VS Code, IntelliJ IDE, Eclipse, anything. But I will be using VS Code for this particular workshop. So maybe it's easier for you guys to download that as well. And then make a GitHub account. Yeah, this is gonna happen in the second part of the workshop. So you don't need it like right now, but downloading it and everything might take some time. So press that download button right now is what I'm recommending. Okay, sounds good. Let's get started. So what to expect at cmd-f. So basically hackathons, especially virtual online hackathons, is all about like what you put in, you get what you put in. It's a lot of self-directed learning. We definitely have workshops and a lot of resources to help you guide through making your project, but it's not possible for us to like actually walk through you step by step of everything. So you're probably going to do like a lot of Google searches, like everything's on YouTube. You're going to watch like a lot of YouTube tutorials, read a lot of tutorials like on Google, things like that, and also use our mentors. They're there to help you submit mentor tickets, ask questions to mentors, ask questions to sponsor representative, like sponsor reps for sponsor prizes and their technology if their sponsor prize requires you to use specific technology. And also use resources we provide and attend our events and workshop. I believe I'm the very first workshop that we are having. And there is like a team formation workshop happening right after, as well as like some other workshops happening tomorrow. So make sure to check those out. Yeah, I guess the first thing, I already kind of dipped into it, but is attending workshop. So hackathon, especially cmd-f, is all about learning. Like learning is the most important. Learn new frameworks, technologies, programming languages, be more adventurous, pick up something new, or you can also work off skills you develop from past hackathon or school projects. You cannot develop the school project, like all the projects you do in cmd-f needs to be like started in like this Saturday kind of thing. But I mean, skills and languages, you can definitely work on something they have that you have worked with before. So yeah, I mean, you guys are already like better than like so many other people because you guys are here coming to this particular workshop. But yeah, you can check the workshop schedule in the portal, or also there's like a Discord event functionality on the top left of the Discord, like all these channels kind of like settings. You can also see like a little events thing where we put all our workshops and other, I guess, during hackathon events, as well as their location. So like which Zoom link is it, like if it's happening in Google Meets, like all the links and everything's there as well. So definitely check that out. Yeah, and then, okay, yeah, learning is the most important. But the another very important thing is team formation. you can compete by yourself, but we do highly encourage to team up. There's like, teaming up, and 4 people can do so much more things than a single brain cell, a single person. So you could work with people already. You might already have a team, but if not, don't worry. You can join the team formation workshop or team formation session that's going to happen right after this particular workshop tonight, as well as there's another one tomorrow at the same time, 7:45 p.m. So if you join that, we're going to have some like speed dating kind of type of things going on to help you meet a lot of like new people who are also looking for a team and team up with them. During the team formation session, if you have an idea already, amazing, pitch it to others and see if anyone's interested in working on it with you. You can also list out skills. Like I have worked on mobile stuff, I've worked on web dev, things like that, and maybe someone's also interested in doing like a mobile project and wants to team up with you, things like that. One tip is to pick people from people with variety of skill sets to be on your team. So if your project is a mobile app, it might be useful to have everyone on the team to know Android or like iOS or Flutter, depending on what specific project you're looking to do. Or if your project is completely hardware, try to make sure the majority of your team is comfortable with hardware focused project. Otherwise, if it's like a web focused, or you should have balanced team with skills of front end, back end, connecting front end and back end, which is usually a huge thing for hackathons. And also designers are very important as well. And yeah, also it's really nice to have someone who has previous experience creating pitches and slide decks, and also good with video editing because it's an online hackathon and we will not going to be able to have a physical demo. You'll be asked to submit a video demo. So that could totally take a huge chunk of time if you are all beginners on making videos and everything. So maybe you can also like ask for those kind of skill sets as well. Also, as I said, because cmd-f is kind of all about learning and everything, try to find a team where not everyone is veteran hacker or everyone is a beginner. It's definitely nice to have a few more veteran hackers who can mentor someone who's newer. But like if you're newer to hacking and worried that you won't be chosen to be on a team because you don't know much yet, talk about other skills you might be able to bring onto the team. I'll touch on this more in the later slides, that some other ways that you can help the team out that's not necessarily beep booping. So yeah, you can always add on to the team regardless of your skill levels. So now you have a team, amazing. So what should we build? So all ideas are valuable. If you don't have an idea yet, set a timer and do like ideation / brainstorming with your team. Basically like have like having a Google Doc open and dump every possible idea onto the Google Docs. There's, as I say, all ideas are valuable. There's no like good or bad ideas, especially during the brainstorming session. I mean, if you want to just solve word hunger or something, or like bring the peace to the world, go ahead and do it. Just write everything and anything that comes into your mind down, and then you guys can like narrow down as the ideation session kind of progress. For cmd-f, there's no specific track, but we do have a list of sponsor prizes which have specific themes or specific, I guess, requirements that projects need to have in order to qualify to enter into the prize. So make sure to go through the list and read them carefully. For beginner hackers, it's easier to focus on one theme or one prize than trying to like hit a lot of different things at the same time. So I guess, yeah. And in terms of what projects are eligible for prizes or anything, For Command F, the project can be a prototype, which is proof of concept, like a Figma prototype, or it can be super technical, like algorithmic, some backend logic going like crazy, or it can also be a passion project just for fun and memes only, or you can also like try to tackle a huge challenge you're facing in life. Basically, you can try to do whatever you want. There are a few things that you need to be aware of when you're choosing the project to work on. First thing is to pick an idea that everyone's interested in working on. Especially for a virtual hackathon, it's hard to have people stay engaged and working as part of your team if they really don't like the idea. So talk about the minimum tasks and action items you'll need to accomplish during the hackathon to actually have a demo at the end or get the app working. Understand what the challenge that the project is trying to solve or what the project is about. So like make sure that everyone have the same idea of what you guys are building. And the last and the most important, arguably, is to make sure the idea is something that members on your team can build technically. As I said earlier, you can definitely go ahead and try to solve word hunger, but it sounds a bit hard to do it in 24 hours, unfortunately. So, rethink about like what's actually plausible and what's not. If your team is majority beginners, we recommend beginners to work on a Figma prototype. There is a Figma tutorial that we've done before, this YouTube link. And as well as there's a Figma to React workshop that's happening tomorrow by Christy. So make sure to check that out as well. And I mean, if you're a beginner, if you're like not satisfied with Figma prototype, you actually want to code, please do so. That's amazing. Choose a language or framework that people are comfortable with, or something that they want to learn, and go ahead and learn it. And in terms of slides, I can share this slide deck. I'll send it to the chat once I finish doing it. I think I can do that. There's nothing embarrassing here, so I think I can share with everyone. Okay, yeah. Next slide is about, what can I do with no coding or hackathon experience? As I said earlier, hackathons require a lot of different skill set besides actually doing coding and people-pooping stuff. So first is helping with designing prototype of Figma. There's also making slides, views for demo, write up scripts for demo, edit the demo video, write up dev post submission. For Command F, we are requiring dev post submission as well as submission on our portal. So, someone be in charge of doing both. That is definitely very important. If you make all the project and not submit, well, all the project and all the effort is going down the drain, which is not amazing. So yeah, and then you can also attend workshops and events, be like a designated question asker for the team. You can also ask mentors questions and ask questions to mentors on Discord, or like organizers, sponsors, or whatever question you have, and make sure that your teammates are all on the same page. In terms of demo videos, you can go to DevPost and go to the past NW Plus hackathons, like NW Hacks 2022 or HackCamp or something, and you might be able to find a lot of projects that were submitted for past hackathons that you can look at and refer to. I believe DevPost also indicates which project has won the hackathon or not, so you can definitely go and check those out. Yeah, and miscellaneous tasks that you can also help your teammates with, like keep track on time. I've seen like quite a bit of projects that were just so focused that they missed deadlines, so they were like rushing at the very last minute trying to get the submission in, things like that. So yeah, we definitely need someone to say like, hey, 6 hours left, 3 hours left, it's time to submit, things like that. As well as, reminding people to take break and eat and stay hydrated. Those are very important too. We don't want anyone to hurt their health while hacking. Yeah, so those are some few things that you can also do as a beginner. And next slide. Okay, so we'll have a bit of break here. I think I'll give like 3 minutes-ish break just to, I believe there's another, okay, never mind. Yeah, I'll give everyone 3-minute break so everyone can like, I guess, finish up downloading the IDE as well as making the GitHub account. This was the first part of the presentation. And then we're gonna touch on like starting up the project and what is Git, things like that. Sounds good. If you guys have any question also, you can drop it on the chat. I'll try to answer it during the, good question. Dev post is, let's see if I can. Dev post is something that we use to keep track of project submission. Oh, wow, of course it's gonna open up Yahoo, okay. Yeah, my laptop does that sometimes. Yeah, it's home for hackathons, they say, but you can search command F. You'll see this command F 2022. It's basically where you can click this join hackathon to join hackathon, and then you're going to submit your project on DevPost and to make it public and also link to your profiles, so everyone can keep track of all the hackathon projects and all the projects that they have made at the same time in a single platform. And yeah. Good. And let's see, actually, I think I totally, oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I kind of forgot like one of the slides, but it's okay. Is the speed okay? Am I going too fast, too slow? Hopefully not. Okay, good. Okay, I totally knew that. IDE stands for something development environment. Yeah, maybe it's integrated. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Google's right. Yeah, it's integrated development environment, which is, yeah, basically, yeah, that's exactly right. There's a lot of good IDEs around here and there, but yeah, Sublime, yeah, is IDE. Yeah, I think different IDEs are like they have different, I guess, characteristics. Some of them is like better for some things here and there, but yeah. Okay. Okay, it's 55, so I'll get started. There's this one person asked what kind of GPA I had to get into CS. I was an international student in first year, so I don't know if that's necessarily applicable. I've heard international student and domestic students GPA is different to get into CS, but you can always, like, I guess, DM me on Discord and I can share more about it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's get started with the second part. So what is Git? So you probably, as a beginner, I was like that, but like everyone talks about Git, but you actually have no idea what it is or how it works. I'll kind of like go over what they are in very surface level. We do have more advanced Git tutorials that we've done before on our YouTube channel and everything that I'll link. The link is on the slides at the very last couple of slides. So when I share the slide deck, you guys can also like go watch those. But yeah, Git is a type of version control, which version control keeps track of like all the histories of your code. So like if you make a mistake, you can go back. It's reversible, things like that. It also allows to collaborate in terms of writing codes. It's like Google Docs, but like better. Yeah, so Google Docs are better. It has all the codes on the separate source, so you can always like go to it. Not even like if you lost your laptop, it's not like your entire project is lost. You can always go to different like device, different local machine and download it, things like that. And yeah, so Git is a version control, so it keeps track of source code and history and everything. And GitHub is a hosting service, so it helps you manage Git repositories. So you access Git stuff through GitHub, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. And repository, everyone calls it repo, is where Git stores all the files related to your project. It's like a little folder, I guess, inside Git that you can access through GitHub, where all the files and quote codes and everything resides. Hopefully that makes sense. So this quick Git tutorial, I'll go over step by step. You guys can probably like follow it as well. Doing all those things. I'll probably skip over the creating branch because it is slightly more advanced, and a lot of the time hackathons don't really have time to like actually do branching and all these good coding coding practices. And we have limited time, but yeah, these are a few things that we'll go over while doing a Git tutorial. So I will stop sharing this particular screen and I'll share my this other screen. Give me a second. Okay. So okay, I got my chat. Oh, sorry. Okay, I got my chat. Can y'all all see my screen? Yes, yes. Okay, great. Okay, so we'll start with creating a repo. I hope everyone at this point has downloaded an IDE as well as made a GitHub account. If not, I mean, I have been reminding everyone like 4 or 5 times, so it's okay. It doesn't take that long, so go ahead and do that now. It's probably fine. So this is your GitHub profile. Probably has a bit less stuff, or maybe you have more stuff than me, which is amazing. I mean, I really like hope I have more repositories and more greens here and there, but I am a bit of a lazy coder, so yeah. So you can go to create a repository. As I said, repository is like a folder that has all these files. When you're creating and starting up a project, you can either make a file on your local machine and hook it up to GitHub, which is a bit more work, and it's not usually how things work. Usually we create a repository on GitHub and we clone or download that repository or that file onto our local machine is the usual workflow. So we're going to do that. To create a new repository, aka folder for a project, you can go to this repository here, and there is this green button that has new on it. This is where you create a new repository. So this is my owner. You can choose whichever repository name. I'll just call it test repo. It's repository name. I think it just cannot be same as one of your existing repositories. And then you can also add description and everything for your, I guess, like actual cmd-f project. You can also put in like, I don't know, your team member name or whatever, or this short description of the project. But for this purpose, we're not gonna add any description. You can also choose to either do public or private, make a public or private repository. So if you make a public repository, everyone else on GitHub can also search up your file and see what files you have, what you can do with it. If you make private, it's only to you and few people that you shared or you added as a collaborator. For cmd-f, we want to see the GitHub history and commit histories and everything to make sure that the project was made during the time. So you cannot really do private, unfortunately, unless you're going to add all of the organizers, like 50 of us as a collaborator, which you probably don't want. So yeah, keep it as public. And there's other 3 different options that you can also initialize repository with. We're not going to go into too much detail on what these do, but README file is usually something that it has the instruction how to start up how to start up the start off the project. Sorry, I kind of blanked out there. Description, like what this project does, how to run it, how to download it, things like that. And git ignore you can, I guess, state which files you don't want to upload to GitHub and keep it to your local machine. This will include, like, I don't know, if you by like any chance you end up having some sort of like personal information somewhere, you don't want to have that on the internet, then you might add that to the git ignore file. If there's like things specific to your local machine, like yarn stuff, dependencies, things like that, you also want to add that to git ignore, things like that. And you can also choose a license, which is what they can and cannot do with your code. Usually for personal projects, we don't do license, but that's also something that you can consider adding on to the repository. I'm not going to check off anything for the sake of the demo, and I'll create my repository. Yay! So we have made our folder. Just like making the folder on your laptop. When you first make a folder, the folder is empty, right? It's the same with the test repo. So it is empty, and here at the top in the green box, it shows quick setup. If you've done this kind of thing before. So this link is the link. This, I guess, address is the address that we're gonna use to, I guess, download this folder onto our computer. So we can copy this, and then we'll open up your IDE, VS Code. It should look somewhat similar to this, at least. It might be a bit different because, I mean, I have been using VS Code for my personal projects, and it is configured potentially a bit differently than how it came to, like, how it was downloaded, but it will look similar to this. And what we want to do is we want to clone Git repository. We want to click this one here. And then we can paste the address that we copied from the GitHub here. And then we can clone from URL. And then it's going to tell you to choose a folder that you want to clone things into. I'll just put it in desktop for the sake of demo. I usually put it in, like, I have a GitHub folder here where I have basically all the repositories located in like the same place, but for the sake of demo, I'll select the repository location as a desktop. So, hey, it seems like the repository has cloned, and you can see here, test repo. The file is here. I'll move this file to this side so you don't have to see my 1,000 other files and unorganized desktop. But yeah, as I said, the folder is empty. It doesn't have anything. I mean, .git is kind of like what connects the local machine to the GitHub. So this is like automatically created file. But besides that, the repo is empty and it will be shown as empty here. Yeah, sounds good. So we have created a repo and we also cloned the repo into the local machine. So now we can, add files, right? Add files to the test repo and start, I guess, coding within the test repo. I guess to open the test repository, we're currently like not opened anything. You can open folder just like how you're opening any other folder. You go to the desktop or whichever the location that you cloned your repository to, and then you just select the folder and you'll see this test repo here, or whatever the name of the repository that you set, which is, I think it automatically opens up. But once you see this, this means that you are on the test repository and you're like inside the folder, and whatever the, I guess, folder you create or like file you create will all be within this test repo folder. Okay, now you can do things, but well, the big thing about GitHub is collaboration. You want to allow your teammates to also do things to the same folder, right? How you do that is you go to the settings here. You might have 3 dots, or you might also have the settings here. You can go to settings and you can go to this collaborators here. Oh, yeah, which may or may not ask you to put password in. I think I had to put password because I haven't put password in past 24 hours or something. But yeah, you can access, go to collaborators, and you can add people here to invite people to collaborate. So you can type people's email or their username, like Christy Lowe, and then I can like add Christy Lowe to this repository, and this will send, the GitHub will send email to Christy that she made her accounts with, to that says that like, hey, Michelle have invited you to work on this repository together. Do you want to work together, kind of thing? And then, which actually I think the email will look something similar to this. So yeah, except it's gonna be saying like, Michelle has invited you to collaborate on the test repo repository. And you can like accept or decline this invitation. And when once you accept the invitation, then you can start collaborating on the same test repo. And your friend can also go through the same steps of like copying this address here, downloading onto their local machine and then opening up. Is everyone following okay so far? Okay, I consider silence as a positive. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so we are now gonna add a starter code to this test repo. So I believe on the hacker info package, we have provided some hacker packs from TreeHacks. Credits to TreeHacks for creating some. For this particular demo, I'll use this hack pack, which I think creates like a cute Pokedex here. So this is like a good, using Hackpack or this kind of like boilerplate code is like a good way to start with your project. As a beginner, it does like shorten up like quite a bit of time at the beginning to set everything up. So now, yeah, we're gonna go through how to, okay, yeah, how to go through this, how to add this hack pack onto your local machine. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the code here, and this time you're gonna download the zip. The reason why we don't do the same thing in like copying the address and opening up is that we want to put the I guess the content of this repository into our own repository folder here, not making a copy of this particular folder. Does that make sense? Ooh. Yes. Oh, thanks for putting the link into the chat. I guess I can. Yes. So seems like we have downloaded the hack pack. Okay, I'll move this hack pack here as well. And then we're gonna unzip it as always. Yay, okay. So here, yeah, so now I have unzipped this hack pack, and we have this hack pack web next master. Wow, okay, it's a long name, but this folder onto our local machine, right? It's really easy to put all these folder contents or file contents into the test repo that we have. We just need to like drag and drop, just like how we would have moved, like I guess naturally move things into different places. And once we've done that, we can see here that test repo has a folder that's called Hackpack Web Next, with all the contents that we've downloaded from that this, I guess, GitHub repo. Yay! So, you know, now we want to like see if we can actually like if this, I guess, starter code actually works, right? To do that, all the starter codes, I believe, have the README that we briefly mentioned. It has the description and of like the project as well as how to start it and all the things. So at the beginning, it says getting started, get started. So we didn't clone the Git, we downloaded the zip file, so we don't have to worry about this first line. And then it tells us to do NPM install. NPM, I think, stands for Node Package Manager or something, which basically this command installs all the libraries and dependencies, which is basically like a little tools that we don't code because someone else already has coded them, and those work just fine. So, you know, big part of your project or majority of your project definitely needs to be something that you coded. But there are a few things that might take a very long time for you to code, but if someone else like already have it on the internet, something like, you know, maybe you want to have like a calendar on your app, and as a front-end developer, coding calendar from scratch is very painful. There's a lot to worry about, there's a lot to consider for such a like small functionality of your entire app, right? Things like that, you can always Google like calendar library or something, and you'll see like a library that which is like a code that already someone made that you can just, I guess, install and use it in your own app. So yeah, npm install, this command just like installs all the dependencies and everything that this Hackpack Web Next Master project has. So where do you run this code? You open up a new terminal, and you will run npm install. The thing to note is that this command will only work in the directory, in the folder that has this package.json. Well, it's more complicated, but let's just say that, yeah, package.json files located. So we're currently in the test repo directory, which is this directory here, right? And I think I can run npm install here and it will download all the, never mind, I need to go. Oh, it does not download all the dependencies because the package.json file is inside the hackpack web next master file folder, not test repo folder. So it did not, like, if you don't have to wait for anything, that usually means that the dependencies and yarn install hasn't been done correctly. So let's go to the hackpack web next master folder. The CD stands for change directory. So that's the little command to go to the, whoa. Oh, okay. Master, I didn't finish typing. Okay. Yeah, so once you run the command, you'll see that you are now in the hackpack web next master directory under the test repo directory. So you are now in this folder, and now you can run npm install, and it should. It's a long day. I'm making a lot of typos. But yeah, it should. The Git package won't open on my Mac. It says cannot verify, so it won't open it. Interesting. I think you might need to grant certain permissions. Yeah, recording will be up, I believe. And there's also other Git tutorials that we've done before that basically covers the same thing in a bit more in depth, actually, potentially, too. But I guess if any of the TAs have experience working with Mac can help this poor soul, that would be amazing. Yeah, maybe send like a message to the Discord. I have unfortunately only worked with Windows and WSL, which is Windows subsystem for Linux, which is, I believe, pretty different from Mac. So yeah. Sounds good. Oh, while we're having a little chatty chat, it seems like the npm install command has finished, yes, finished their thing. It says it found a lot of vulnerabilities. Most cases, we don't really care about vulnerabilities. A lot of the cases, it's these vulnerabilities come from things that we cannot control, like the package, one of the package or dependencies are like deprecated, things like that. As long as it's not an error, we usually tend to not care what the terminal said as a people. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate. You know, if it's a warning, it doesn't mean anything. If it's an error, we need to fix it. So this means everything worked kind of to a point. Okay, good. And then on the repository, it says to start, run the following: npm start. So we're gonna run. You can just type run like npm install in the terminal to run npm install. Yeah. You have to go to the folder that has package.json. Yes, that's correct. So we'll do npm start and see if this starts the server. Nice. You're seeing all these messages popping up and down. Here it says ready on HTTP localhost 3000 port, which also it says here that you can open the website if you go to HTTP localhost 3000. We can try that. Let's go to the localhost 3000. Ta-da! The website it's here. Build my own Pokedex, and you can, as the repository has said, you can select different Pokemon to add to the Pokedex. And yeah, it's I guess it seems like it's running all the things as it should be. So that is how you, I guess, start with the starter code. And now we're trying to make a little change to our code, and we'll try to push the code to the repository. So also, I mean, I guess we can just push the code right now, actually, because we have downloaded all the things and we went through all different things to run the code and everything. But one thing you have to remember is that all of the changes were happening in the local machine, so on your laptop. So if you go back to your test repo, it's still empty. There's nothing in it. So your friends, your teammates still cannot see anything. So what you want to do is you can terminate the current process by doing Control or Command C, or I like to open up another terminal on the side to do git commands. So we to, I guess, upload this code to GitHub to make it available to your teammates, we need to do three things. We need to add the code and then commit the code and push the code. So the analogy I usually use is that's pretty well known as well, is that adding the code is, so you're trying to send this package with like a bunch of codes. There's a box that you put all your codes in, right? So adding the code is putting all the code in and maybe taping it. So if you want to like untape it and put more things into it or take some stuff out of it, you can always do it pretty easily. Like you just need to, you know, open the box again and put more things or take out things. So that's adding your code. At this point, the friend who will be receiving the package does not really know that you are preparing a package, or yeah, has nothing to, like, they cannot do anything with the package. And once you have added your changes to the package, you need to commit it. Committing is going to the post office. Let's say that. So you can still add more things onto your package, but it definitely requires a bit more like effort. You need to go back all the way to your home and like open it and put things in. You know, it's already like it's in a post, you're already in a post office or whatever, the mail place. You put the little sticker on with like who to send to from whom, things like that. It's already there. Like you can, like, I mean, it's not sent, so you can make changes, but it's a bit more work and it's a bit tedious. And then pushing the change is actually sending the package to your friend. At that point, I mean, if you want the thing inside the package back, you need to wait until your friend, like, I mean, your friend receive it and then send it back to you, kind of thing. Like you cannot really do anything with the package. Sent is sent. You can do something after, but sent is sent. Or you can add more things by sending another package, but the package that's sent is sent. So we're gonna add, commit, and push this test repo with the starter code. Okay, so the commands are pretty easy. You need git before any kind of git commands. So if you're just gonna do like add something, it's probably not gonna do any, it's gonna say error or something. You have to say git, and then we want to add something first. So that's add. That's very intuitive. And then you can either type specific file name that you want to add, something like if you only want to add the server.js file into the package, you can say server.js. Or the quick, I guess, easy thing is if this dot means everything. So if you say this git add dot, then that means that it's going to add all these changes to the package. So that's what we want to do. So it is added, great. And then now we want to commit the changes. So git commit. And for committing, you need one more step, which is setting the message. So usually commit messages kind of explain what happened in this commit. I'll just say like added starter pack. Let's do that. Whoa. Yeah, if you see all these things with once you see this number of file changes and how many insertions there were, how many deletions there were, that means that you have probably done the right thing. And then, or you can also do git log to see if there's any commits that you haven't pushed yet. So any packages that are lying there that hasn't been sent to the other person. By the way, I am aware of all the questions that's coming up in the chat. I just want to get through things. So sorry that I'm not like dealing with it live. But yeah. So yeah, we have the added starter package there ready. So now we need to send it. We need to push it. So git push. This is a really intuitive command saying just git push. And it might take a bit more time, but hey, it says it's pushed. So now we go to test repo and we refresh it. Ta-da! Okay, yeah, now the repo is not empty anymore. The folder has this Hackpack Web Next Master file that we have added, and I guess the environment that like this, the content of the file is the same as our local machine. What this test repo folder has, yeah, they have basically are having the same content. Sounds good. Okay, so we pushed the starter code. I'll quickly touch on how to pull code. So I cannot really demo it by myself, unfortunately, but basically what people can do is pushing changes to the test repo on GitHub does not automatically download the changes to other people's laptop, because that might cause some problem. It may be like the pushed made changes overlap or like conflicts with the changes that the person or your teammate is making currently or something. So it doesn't automatically do that. You need to deliberately pull the changes from the repository onto your local machine. So let's say I'm the teammate. Maybe I'm Christy that I just I guess sent a collaborate invitation to. Christy sees, oh, Michelle made this commit, so the master branch now has all these changes that my local machine doesn't have. And if Christy wants to, I guess, download all these changes onto her laptop, what she can do is git pull. This is a command to basically download all the things on, it copies and pastes all the things in this test repository folder into your local repository. So, you know, I don't think it's going to do anything because I was the one who made all the changes. But once you do git pull, it says already up to date for me. But if your teammate does it, and if there's some difference between your the code that you have in your local machine with the GitHub repository, then all the folders would be downloaded. Maybe there's some deletion. If there might be some conflicts that you need to solve, but that's basically how you pull your changes or pull the changes from the master branch. Okay, so that is a very quick tutorial. And I'll finish it up really quickly. I know I'm a bit out of time, but hopefully that was helpful to a point at least. Yeah, thanks for coming, and I can totally go look through the questions on Discord and try to answer some. Yeah, I guess my 2 cents is also get related questions is one of the easiest questions mentors can answer. So if you are struggling with something Git related, just don't even hesitate. Just put a mentor ticket in, something that you would struggle as a beginner for like an hour. The mentors can probably do it in 3 or 5, like maybe 10 minutes. So GitHub related stuff, definitely not something that is worth spending too much of your time, considering the 24 hours of very limited time frame. So yeah, don't stress about it too much as mentors to help. And there are some resources. So Hacker Info package definitely has a lot of resources in it. This is also the YouTube channel that I briefly mentioned that has all the more in-depth look into the Git videos, as well as past workshop videos on Git and a lot of other topics as well, if you're more interested in looking into different things. And yeah, claim your stamp at Get Hacking Banter. I believe one of the NW Plus people can come in and ask, or like, I guess, tell everyone how to claim stamp. Or I guess I can do it. Yeah, as Kevin is explaining in the chat, in the Discord, if you go to the Get Hacking Banter, I believe one of the organizer is gonna, I guess, send, or the bot is gonna send the message into the channel. Yeah, that you need to react in 60 seconds with the pass, or 300 seconds, I guess, with the password or not. But yeah, I don't think we need password for this, but yeah, you can. Yeah. If anyone's having trouble with the tickets, you can also probably send like a DM to one of the people who have admin privileges, and we can manually change your stamp status. But yeah. Yeah. I guess stamp status is probably reflected in your roles. So like, you know how Discord had different roles for people. I think stamp role would have gone up by 1. And at the end of the hackathon, where each, I guess, stamp is considered a ticket to a raffle to win some cool prizes. So yeah, it's a win-win. You go to workshop, you learn stuff, and you also get chance to win a raffle prize. Yeah. All right. Thank you. And I will share this